Hola from the west side. It is me, DC the Purple Diva. Welcome to Not So Random Chat. Happy Friday, y'all. We have made it to the weekend. Today was a rough day at work for me, y'all. So, I was supposed to be, changing the way that I get paid next week. But some happy person messed with my time tracking ahead of time. So I spent half of the day waiting for someone to flip a switch and make an update so that I could work. Didn't matter, I only had only needed to work like maybe 4 or 5 hours. But I spent most of that time waiting around, just doing nothing but waiting and sending screenshots of what my issue was. Sometimes you gotta love IT. But the situation got resolved. Hey, uppity unicorn. How are you? David is sleeping. So I had planned to come on earlier, guys, but I told y'all I was gonna do my hair. So it's half done. And then I got a head wrap on. But it's half done. I'm doing single-leaf twists. Actually, it'll take me like another hour because I'm just gonna cornrow the front. So it'll only take me about an hour to finish it. But I wasn't doing that tonight. And I've been going around kind of, I've been in a couple of chats today, and I've listened to a couple of other chats in the clouds. Shouts out to Queen Mayat. She did a really good live, and she had a panel in regards to Ahmaud Arbery earlier today. And then she had a panel after that, really just talking about, what we as Black people should be doing on a go-forward basis. And it got a little heated. There was a lot of different commentary, but I thought that it was a very good debate in the end. I didn't really know the players on the panel with her. I mean, I've heard the names of some of the people on there because some of them are content creators, but I had never actually, heard their philosophies. Hey, Simply a Sweetheart, how are you? Thank you for coming. But it was interesting nonetheless. And I also figured out how to do something that I'm going to try in a video coming up. I went looking for a how-to. Because you know how people put their memojis in either their videos from their iPhones or from their Android phones? I didn't know how to do that. So I wanted to figure out how to do it so that I could use that face for maybe a video that I wanted to do on here. So I found out how to do that. I went searching around on YouTube this evening for that. But it looks like America's slowly starting to open back up. I know that the flower shops were open today. Shout out to the florist because my son brought me some roses today. I know his dad helped him to get them, but nonetheless, my son gave them to me. They were from my son because I'm his mama. So I already got me some flowers for Mother's Day for my son, because we're not going to be doing too much this weekend. And shouts out to all the mothers ahead of time. In case, I don't do a Mother's Day live stream. I hope I am, but I'm not sure. It depends on how I feel on Sunday. I'm sad though, because my mom is gone, and I'm not sure if the cemetery is going to allow us to go in and put flowers on her grave this weekend. Now, I don't know about where you guys are from, but let me just say, at Catholic, because I've only seen this in Catholic cemeteries. And you guys know, I always tell y'all, I grew up Catholic. So my mom is buried in a Catholic cemetery. Her wishes, not mine. We honored her wishes, and she's buried in a Catholic cemetery. But when I've gone to that cemetery in years past, the Latin community go out on Mother's Day, and they have a picnic. They have a party at the grave sites. And that I had never seen that before. So I don't know if that's a cultural thing or not, but I know they're not going to be able to do that this year. I mean, I know that the cemeteries are open for people to have, obviously for funerals and burials, but I don't know if they're going to let us in to put flowers on the grave. I'm actually going to go by the one tomorrow to see if they're going to be open. Because if they are going to be open, then DC is going to go over to that cemetery on Sunday and put flowers on her mama's grave like she always does on Mother's Day and on her birthday. But her birthday's in November. So hopefully by then we'll have full access. But I'm going to go, and then I'm going to play my mom's favorite song, which is A Song for You by Donny Hathaway. That was my mom's favorite song. That's one of the reasons why when that Cody Lee did that song on AGT as his audition song, and it was a young adult with autism, and he sang that song so well, it brought me to tears because it was my mom's favorite song. But anyway, I'm rambling on you guys. Hey, Jack. How are you? I haven't seen you in a minute, Jack. Long time no see. How are you doing? But it's supposed to be, I guess this will be like a test for certain parts of the country this weekend. As, because some parks are open, so people can go to the park. They can go hiking here where I am. Still can't go to the beach. Not in the county I live in. But I'm not, one of those people who likes to hang out on the beach. That's not my thing. I just like living near the ocean, but I'm not getting that dirty water. The only time that I got in the water was in Mexico, in the Gulf, in Cancun, because it was blue water and I could see down to the bottom and see my feet. That's the only kind of ocean water that DC wants to get in. Other than that, I'm not trying to get in any ocean water. They can have that. And I'm certainly not trying to be in a crowd on a beach. Hey, Miss Mahogany. How are you, sis? So yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go. I mean, Florida, well, y'all, we're gonna just let them. We're gonna let them have that. We're gonna let them have that. You know, they did show that they've opened up beaches in Texas, but I've talked to people that are in Dallas, which is not a beach community, but they're telling me that it's not getting better in Dallas. It's getting worse. And I could have sworn, didn't Texas like start opening up like a week or so ago? So I'm conflicted about everything, about things opening. I know we need to. You know what I mean? I know that it's going to happen, that it has to happen, you know, but I just don't know. I just don't know about that. And speaking of what's going on, I got a call that I lost one of my aunt. So now she's at home, you know, with her husband. It was one of my mom's brother's widow, and she did, you know, she was affected by the virus, and she was living in a nursing, an assisted living home. She wasn't that. I think she was younger than my dad. She might have been like maybe my dad's age. She maybe was around my dad's age, which is like about 80. But we don't have a lot of details yet. My sister has reached out to my cousin, who thankfully is on Facebook, you know, and his mama was on Facebook too. But my auntie is gone. She, you know, her and my mom were really good friends too, because my mom, at one point, before she moved to California, you know, stayed with my my auntie and my uncle before she moved out here, after she had sold her house, the house I grew up in. So, you said find some clothes and item for yourself. Shoot, Miss Mahogany, I'm trying to like balance everything right now. I'm not buying anything, but I sure would like to go like buy some material and make something. That's what I would like to do, like make something, because that would be like a stress reliever. But I think I'm going to make a comforter. I already have the material. I have some African material, and I already have the, you know, the filling that goes inside of it and everything. I just have to, you know, like take a Saturday, lay it out on the bed, because this is the kind of thing that you would literally lay it out on the bed and pin it around, and then, you know, machine sew some of it, and then parts of it will have to be hand sewn. Yeah. I'm really, you know, I was praying that I really prayed that nobody in my family was affected by it, you know. But I knew when they started saying that things, you know, it was hitting assisted living places here in California. Thankfully, I didn't have any, you know, family that's in assisted living here in California, but I do have some older cousins you know, that live out in the desert communities here. But, you know, this is like, you know, this is close family that this happened with. So I don't, you know, even know what we're going to do. Because, you know, my sister and myself aren't going to be able to go back for it. So we're trying to find out what's going on to see if there's anything that we can do, see if my brother can get up there from Atlanta, because my brother is on the East Coast. You haven't bought yourself any clothes in 13 years? Girl, I got to get rid of some clothes. This is a good time for people to, you know, it's spring. This is a good time to get rid of clothes that you do not wear, even if they still fit. Even if they still fit. And I'm talking to myself too, y'all, because I have clothes. Well, I have clothes that don't fit me because I used to weigh more. You know, I mean, although I've generally for the most, you know, most part been athletic built. I'm a tall girl, so, you know, when I put on a couple of pounds and stuff, I got up to a size 12. So I have a few things that are size 12. I don't know why I still have those size 12s. I probably need to ask my sister if she wants them. She might get mad if I ask her if she can fit some size 12s. Y'all, I'm being petty now. I'm just being messy. But my sister might like them because there's some nice suits. That's why I don't want to get rid of them, because it's you know, but I could give them away to someone who needs them. I can get them together. Can't give them to Goodwill yet because the Goodwill stores are not open yet. But I could get everything together so that I can give some of that stuff to Goodwill. And then I know that they have organizations that take suits and stuff and they give them to women, you know, who have been maybe in domestic violence situations and have had to, you know, flee from their homes. And so now they need, you know, they're trying to get back into the workforce and stuff. So yeah, I might ask my friend about some organizations to do that. I got to think about that. But yeah, figure out a way to downsize, because I have a lot of clothes. It's really sad. And I know all women have a lot of clothes, but yeah. And I've gotten rid of a lot of jeans. I had a lot of jeans. I had vintage jeans. I got rid of a lot of jeans. But I haven't been able to part with my St. John's. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. The Dress for Success program, Miss Mahogany. That's the program. Yeah. That's the program I'm talking about. Yeah. You know, after this is over, like, have the clothes ready so that I can get, you know, some I would give to Goodwill, but then things that are like suits and things that are, you know, that someone could wear to the office, then I could give those things to Dress for Success. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. I couldn't think of the name of the organization for nothing. But yeah, that's it. But oh, you used to work for them? Yeah, I have a friend that, you know, works with works with someone who works with that organization. You know, because like I have lots of, you know, obviously I have a lot of corporate stuff, but you guys know that over the years, in the corporate environment, many of them don't even dress like that anymore. They don't wear the suits and stuff. Everything is business casual. And I'm one of those people that I'm either business or I'm casual. I don't have no business. I don't have no business casual. I'm either business or I'm casual. So even when we were business casual and I was in the office, I was more into like suits and stuff. And like the company that I work for now, most of us are remote. But when I go into the offices, they are really business casual. Like, jeans are okay. They don't even care. The only thing they don't want you to come in there in flip-flops. But of course, I saw people in the Florida office in flip-flops and shorts and stuff. So it's very, very casual because it's not public facing. It's not like people come into the offices. And so there's not a lot of the way that corporate dresses now has changed so much from how it was. But everybody needs a good suit. Hey, Liz Vlogs. Everybody needs a good suit for an interview. Because no matter what the actual dress code of the organization is, generally, when you're going in for an interview, you got to dress up. Yep, doing mock interviews. Yeah, a lot of people do not know how to interview. And interviews now are much more conversational. People don't get that. That, when you're in an interview nowadays, they're not just interviewing you, but you are actually interviewing them at the same time. And it's a conversation. It's not just a list of questions that people ask anymore. Especially because, a lot of companies start out the interview process with a telephone interview. And you just have to try to be as natural as possible with those interviews. It can be nerve-wracking though, but conversational interviews generally are the ones that go the best. Hey, Tatted Hearts. Oh, wow. So I don't know that the Targets by me have been, you had to wear, masks. I wonder if now, because they're opening up like the clothing stores and the bookstores and stuff, whether they're going to make, Walmart and Target go to curbside too. I don't know. And people haven't been having to go curbside to Home Depot and Lowe's, who somehow made themselves essential businesses. I'm hearing that a lot of the kids who are doing a lot of the kids are finishing their schoolwork in like 2 hours. What would have taken 8 hours, it's taking 2 hours. They're doing it in like 2 hours a day with with a lot of the lesson plans. What does that say about classroom teaching then, if kids are able to do it in 2 hours? You do have to be able to sell yourself. You have to be able to sell yourself in an interview. And that's why telephone interviews are harder, really. You know, they really are harder because you are just a voice on the phone to this person. And if you don't have a LinkedIn, which you should, so they can see your face and see, your job history and all of that stuff online as well. But you gotta be very personable in an interview. And it's not easy to do that. You know, some people are able to be in an interview and be very lighthearted. They're able to get it to be so conversational that they and the interviewer may chuckle and laugh as they have a good rapport. Oh, it's mandatory. I don't know. It's been mandatory here. It's been mandatory. But even still, there's still people walking around who don't have a mask. You know, and I still have to make myself, every time I get ready to walk out the door to go take care of anything, I have to say, where's my mask? Let me get my mask. And I have to make myself remember to put on a mask. It's not natural for me to do it. And it's not natural for a lot of us, I'm sure. But we've got to start getting used to it, because I just don't think that part of the situation is going to go away anytime soon. See, that's what I'm talking about. 2-3 hours, they're done. And I don't understand how they're gonna I don't know how they're gonna start school back in August and have the schools at full capacity with the entire student body in there. Because now they're talking about some other type of thing that's hitting kids. I think they called it Kawasaki. Like a Kawasaki flu. Something like that. That's getting and I'm not talking about like teens, it's like elementary school age children. Really, really sick. And they're saying that they're getting that one confused, that there's some that may actually be COVID, and they're saying that it's that instead. I told you that some of the numbers may be skewed. Hey, Zero. Tatted Hearts, you should just wear your mask just to keep you safe. We don't want you to catch anything. I don't particularly care for wearing it either. I just don't want to catch anything that's already out there. And I'm telling you, in the back of my mind, I think that many people may have gotten it and were asymptomatic. They never got any symptoms, and they never got tested. Because why would you get tested if you don't think you have anything? Why would you? And from what they're saying is at least the way I know that they do the test. No, I'm not letting you stick nothing up my nose. Ooh, just that just makes me just think that of something, going to an ENT. If you've ever been to an ENT, you know what I'm talking about. It makes me think of that type of exam as to them sticking something up my nose to figure out. Because they're not just doing a little stick, they're going up a little further. Why? Why do you need to do that? Really, Miss Mahogany? I mean, for some for some children that will probably work. For some of the teens that will probably work. But some, you know, especially some that are special needs and stuff or neurodiverse, you know, that doesn't necessarily always work. You know, and but I don't know how they're going to do this because they have to think about the safety of the students as well as the safety of the people that work at the school. You know, health safety. So I mean, I've heard a lot of different ideas thrown out. You know, doing having kids on and off track, but when they did that track before, it didn't work. At least it didn't work in California. Now, my son was never on the track. He was always on a traditional school year because of being in special education. But I remember that they had track up until they would get to high school. And it's just crazy to me to do the track. On track, off track. I don't know if it's as effective as a traditional school year. Yeah. I don't know what they're going to do. And it's almost the end of the school year. I know like some of the schools are doing like those drive-through graduations for the grads. And I know a lot of them are going to be doing virtual ones. I know some of the schools out here did the drive-through ones. I've heard from friends that, like one of my friends in Dallas told me that they did drive-through where he was. But it's a very different type of graduation situation for the college grads as well as the high school grads. See, they stick the thing. I know they stick it all the way to the back. That's what I'm talking about, uppity. I'm not doing that. If I don't have no symptoms, why would I want to go through that? Why would I want to go through that? I wouldn't want to go through it. That's exactly why I would not want to go through it. So, yeah. That's what I heard. Now, I hear that they've got some new version, but I don't know if I trust home tests, all these different versions of it. I'm not sure if I trust all of that. But I'm not getting tested. I don't have any reason to. I'm around 2 other people. My sister and I FaceTime, or Google Duo, because she's got an Android. So we do Duo. I FaceTime with my dad, who's clear across the country. And I do Zoom meetings for like my plays. I cyber church, which they still haven't decided how the churches and, fellowships and religious are going to be able to come back in. But I'm seeing, pastors across the country trying to be able to worship in congregation, obviously following social distancing rules, but they're being given no guidance, no matter where they are, including here in the state of California. And I already told you guys that the current governor of the state of California had been to my church in the past before he became governor of the state, because my pastor likes his wife. She gave him the side eye, but she likes his wife. But he's kind of shown himself to be doing some things, Gavin Newsom. But yeah, he needs to do something about, at least let the churches know what phase he wants that in. Haven't heard anything from that, even on the national level, from our quote unquote who has all of the evangelical Christians following behind him, 45. Why isn't he saying anything about when churches can open back up? Yeah, a lot of nail salons and stuff. Now, the one that I go to, guys, my guy is open. However, I told you, he never did have a bunch of people in his shop. He is a one-man shop. So now he's even more that way. When I'm in his shop, it's just me and him. I got on a mask. He got on a mask. He has on gloves, and then we're using alcohol. We're doing all of the stuff, washing hands, doing everything. And then I'm gone. And I go down one flight of steps. The person who's coming in next goes up another flight. We don't even see each other unless we see each other in the parking lot. And we're 6 feet apart, and we're at least 6 feet apart. So, but he's the only one, he takes care of his mom, and like nieces and nephews. He takes care of everybody. But none of the salons are open. But somehow there's some barbershops open, because my son sure did go get my hair cut today. But I think, again, they're doing it on appointment only, like one person in there at a time. Now, some of the salons had opened up out here, then they closed back up, because in the state of California, they said that the first community contact point of this virus was in a nail salon. It's probably one of those ones that has like a ton of tables, where they do the nails, and then they also they do the pedis. There's a lot of them that have they have all these stations where people getting their feet done, and all these stations where people getting their nails done. Probably one of those kind. But they said that was the first one, the community-based one in the state of California, was at a nail salon. I just shook my head about that. So clearly they've been tracking how this is going around the community. They've been tracking it. Because I didn't even know that until he said that. Until he said that today, because someone asked that, I guess in the press conference, and I was listening, and I'm like, wow, I didn't know that. So it was in a nail salon. I'm gonna let my nail technician guy know that, just so he can be even more conscientious and everything, because he does have some older clients, but some of them aren't. They're not coming back until this is over in their eyes. I don't know when that's going to be, because it's never going to be over. I think it'll eventually get back to a new normal, but I don't think it will ever go back to the old normal. I just not this year, because I think by the time we start settling into feeling that it's starting to get back to normal, or what we think is normal, it's going to be flu season again, and we're going to be right back here. So I express to people to just continue, no matter how things keep opening up, just continue doing social distancing. Oh, wow. So now people can get it by having sex? Great. So they accidentally have sex with someone that has it, or someone that they're with, unknowingly gets it and is asymptomatic, then the other person can get it from them from intimate contact. That's crazy. I don't think they know how this is spread. They're just they keep changing how it's spread. They keep changing it. Exactly, Miss Mahogany. It's going to be our new normal. But they did open DMVs back up in California. Not all of them, but they opened up, basically for appointment only. And then I heard, now this is obviously a rumor, but I heard this nasty rumor that because of what's going on, that they're pushing back, that they may push back the date that everyone has to have a real ID by. Remember that date that they said was not going to change from October of 2020? But because of this current situation going on globally, now they're thinking that they might have to. Now they're thinking that they may have to. So, but I wouldn't take that as a sign that not to get it. I would say, if you haven't gotten it, even though we don't want to have it, that we better have it. So, because I don't want anybody telling me I can't go nowhere. And I would suggest, as soon as, if you do not already have a passport, get one soon. I mean, since you have to produce all that documentation to get a real ID, you might as well go ahead and get the passport at the same time. Yeah, but I heard that they may be pushing back the date. I heard that today. And I heard that today because, the DMVs weren't just closed in one state. They were closed in every state. So that's what I hear is that they may have to push it back because they're going to have to give people more time. We'll see if that actually happens, though, because that's a rumor at this point. And it just may be an idea that they're throwing around because, you know, DMVs are going to be obviously going to be very limited access for a minute. It's going to be strictly appointment only. So, and there's going to be a limited amount of appointments. Because I'm going to have to make an appointment for that one for my son. You know, there's no way. Even in the pre this time the DMV situation, that he was going to be able to go in there without to take care of this without an appointment, because he is, you know, a disabled adult. Yes, I'm speaking about you, David. Yeah, it's Mahogany's in the chat, and Uppity Unicorn. Yeah, Uppity Unicorn said hi to you a little while ago. Say hi, Uppity.
Hi, Uppity.
And say hi, Miss Mahogany.
I Miss Mahogany. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. And he sent. You hear a man's voice, right? But it's a man's voice who's talking like a child. But he definitely sounds like any 25-year-old. Every time I think about my son is going to be 25 this year, you guys. Yeah, he's awake. He just came down here and said hi to you, Uppity. He came down and said hi to you and Miss Mahogany. Now he went back upstairs. He wasn't asleep. He just wasn't downstairs. Yeah, he just went back upstairs. I've been watching this on BET. I guess it's on BET Plus, and I don't think it's like current or anything, but I've been watching the First Wives Club thing with Jill Scott. Man, that thing has had me laughing. And Malik Yuba's in it too. I don't know if this was filmed pre him coming out as whatever he is, or, you know, post. I'm still giving Malik the side eye. But every time I think about, you know, how old my son is, I think about that young man whose family is hopefully on the road to getting justice for him. You know, in the great state of Georgia. Man, let's see. Well, let's think about, what is Georgia known for? Georgia's known for the song that Ray Charles wrote about his home state. It's also known for banning him from the state for a period of time, and then reclaiming its son. And you know why he was banned, you know. And now, and it's and remember, we had there in Atlanta at the Olympics, one of the bombings. Then we know about the sit-ins. You remember the Atlanta sit-ins that happened after the Greensboro for you know, for voting rights for Black people. And then what else? Oh, then we know about those racist comments that Paula Dean made. And she's from Savannah, Georgia, isn't she? Yeah. Let's see. That's where my dad's wife's from. Her whole family's from Savannah. They're black, though. Make no mistake. But what else? Oh, yeah. And now we have this craziness where they covered this crap up for 2 months. For 2 months, we didn't know about it. Nobody, and they weren't proceeding with trying to prosecute. For 2 months, these alleged, let me keep it clean here, these alleged killers were free to go about their day and do what they want. Now they're not. Then they're not going to put them in general population, because if they put them in general population, well, that's just a death sentence right there. And that's just too good for them. That would be too good for them. So we definitely don't want them to be put in general population, but we definitely want them to go to trial, and we definitely don't want it to be an Amber Geiger situation with the judge who is my soror. She's a Delta, but I don't know that lady. I don't know what was on her mind. I just shake my head about that. But the police chief in that situation is also a Delta. So I don't know what we had if we had two, black women here who were standing behind the blue wall. That's what that looked like to me at that point. So, this is another situation of the blue wall. This is another situation of the blue wall. And I just hope that there is a speedy, judicial process. Not that I trust the governor of Georgia when he says that it's going to be fair. Who's it going to be fair to, Governor? Is it going to be fair to Ahmaud? Is it going to be fair to his family? I'm just asking. Is it going to be fair so that young black men who like to jog aren't afraid to go out there and jog? Are they going to need to be weaponed up when they go jogging now in the great state of Georgia? Yep, that's another one. Yeah, the Atlanta child murders of the 60s, 70s. Yeah, there's a lot of bad things that Georgia is known for. More bad things than good things at this particular time. And a lot of them racially motivated. My dad did not orchestrate, because my dad was the one who orchestrated, y'all. I'm going to pat my dad on his back again. He didn't do that, with the Atlanta sit-ins to get voting rights, because things were good in the South or in Georgia. No. He didn't do it for that reason. He did it because it was bad. So although the sit-ins in Atlanta were a good thing, they had to do them because of something bad that was going on. So yeah, you keep thinking, you're trying to, and I'm not, and believe me, I'm not dogging Georgia, because I like Georgia. Georgia's actually one of the places I have thought about settling eventually. you know, because Savannah has some nice ocean, you know, front places and nice, you know, ocean places, nice beach. And it's warm there. It's not like, you know, cold. So I've thought about places in there, but, you know, just thinking about this situation and just thinking about the complexion of the young man's skin, you know, he was a melanated person. So, and I've heard that, you know, their excuse was that that he looked like what some the description of a burglar or thief in the neighborhood. Well, I've heard that there had not been any reports of any thief fitting that description in that neighborhood. So that was a lie. That was a lie. So we're going to be watching you, Georgia. We are going to be watching you. Don't be like Texas. Don't be like Texas. Okay? When Amber Geiger went into a melanated person's apartment and shot them dead. Don't let Ahmaud death be in vain, Georgia. Do the right thing. Do not let the blue wall win. Do not. We're going to be watching you, Georgia. We're watching you. See, that's what y'all didn't want. That's why y'all were hoping that nobody would hear about this. Because, you know, I mean, for y'all, this pandemic happened at the right time. Because you could cover up your shizmic going on in Gwynn County. Yeah. But a little birdie leaked that video out. And so now everybody's watching you, Georgia. Everybody's watching you. Don't be Texas. Because see, we're not going to let that happen again. Don't y'all know that? Don't y'all know that? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Miss Mahogany. That's exactly what I'm saying. There were no burglaries. No burglaries. They were talking BS. They were lying through their freaking teeth. Nothing but a lie. Nothing but a lie. You know? And other people believe them because why would a retired police officer lie? Why would his son lie? Why would either one of them ever lie, huh? There's no reason why they would lie, is there? They wouldn't lie. Huh. Yes, they would. And they did. To save their own behinds. They did it to save their own behinds, and they thought that they would get away with it. But justice said no. So now it's going to still be a long process. Because now they're using, of course, they've been using that they can't proceed until after this is over. Okay, well, this is going to be over. The courts are going to be opening up soon. So this should be the first thing on the docket. To set a court date. Should be one of the first things on the docket. It really should be. You know? Whew. But it's a look. What time is it? Let me see. How long have I been on, guys? Been on for about an hour. Y'all hung out with me for an hour. All right, let me come on camera. Make sure I'm decent. Make sure my wrap is on my head. Let me come on camera. I'm just kidding. It's on my head. Hey, guys. See, I have a head wrap on. Here's my braids. The ones that I'm letting you see. They're on the top of my head, too. I just didn't finish them. Oh, you've been side-eyed and up. Yeah. So, y'all, tomorrow this will all be done. I don't think I'm going to cut them. They're kind of long. I don't really. And these are single-leaf twists, even though y'all can't see them. They're single-leaf twists. That's what I did. This took, like the back half of my head took me 2 hours. Yeah. And then I'm going to corn roll it back. So I'll do that in the morning. But thank you guys for coming out and hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I will be back on tomorrow. Until then, I offer you guys peace and blessings from the West Side. Everybody, let's continue to be safe. I don't care about them saying, let's get out there. Don't take y'all mamas out. Do not take y'all mamas out this weekend. Do not let them get this stuff. I don't care what. Because there are some restaurants open in some states. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.